Hey everyone, in this video we're going to take a look at a universal chat with OpenAI, Groq, Anthropic, and Open Router using a shared memory. So you can switch between them and you will still have the same message history. Let's quickly take a look at how it works. Let me zoom in a bit. Let's start with OpenAI. So now we're talking with, I believe, GPT 3.5 Turbo. You can change the models in the script. Let's just say hi, and then we can switch. Just type in switch. So let's switch to Groq. I'm going to say my name is Echo, and Groq is going to answer. We can switch. Let's switch to Anthropic. I think it's using Opus to say, what is my name? And your name is Echo. So this class allows us to use all four of the providers, and you can change their models, like I said, within the code. I think this is going to be a great practice. I kept the code simple so you can modify it to your purposes. Also, this was my third attempt at speed coding, and I achieved 10x in this one. I wrote 84 lines of code in 10 minutes, which amounts to about 504 working lines of code per hour, which is 10x of a professional developer without using AI tools. But with AI, of course, we can achieve much more effective coding. So we'll be talking about the code, but towards the end, I will actually show you a sped up version of my speed coding. And this is my third in series of my 1000x masterclass. So I'll put a preview of the video that is related to this one as well, because I talk about how I actually coded this so fast. Anyway, we do need requirements: OpenAI, Anthropic, and Groq. Open Router uses OpenAI library. Interesting thing I just noticed is that instead of importing OS and using os.getenv, you can just import getenv from OS. And here we are creating a dictionary with OpenAI, Groq, Anthropic, and Open Router. And then we are going to print that to the user right here. When we first run this, we get the keys printed. I'm sorry, the name printed, and this underscore responds to the object itself. And then we get to make a choice, and then now provider name and client are chosen for us. We print that for the user. Like I say, when we select one, we print here selected provider OpenAI. I would like to take a moment to talk about the benefits of becoming a patron. As some of you may know, in the last year and a half, I've spent 3,000 hours, over 300 projects. As a patron, you will have access to all the code files so you can get inspiration and iterate quickly. Another benefit is that you'll have access to all my courses, and my most recent and most proud one, the 1000x MasterClass, teaching what I've learned on how to code fast and efficiently. Also the Streamlit course. And in my Patreon, I also have tiers in which you can connect with me one-on-one. Check those out as well. We initialize the system message, you're a helpful assistant, and we initialize the system responses to an empty list. And then we enter a while loop to take in user input. So this is where we're going to be entering our messages to the models. However, we can also input a command called switch. If we do that, then we're again going to print providers. Let me show you that. If I type in switch, then the providers are going to be printed. This is this code. Then we just simply select the provider, and then we continue, and hit continuous hit. We come back to the beginning of the while loop, and then we take in user input again. And when we have a user input, we append it to the messages as the role user, and if provider name is OpenAI, or the provider name is Open Router, then we're going to use the client chat completions. You can imagine actually creating a list of models to choose from for different providers. Keep that in mind. And we are doing streaming completions for chunking completion. We do want to make sure delta is not none. And if it's not none, we get the content printed and to make sure that we are appending a string version of that content, because the latest OpenAI library returns Pydantic objects. Otherwise, if our provider is Groq, then we're going to make a call to that. The default model is the mixtro, but you can change that, of course. Again, streaming response is the same, and Anthropic, and its default model is Opus, and it's the same. When we get these streaming responses and append it to system response, we finally append it to the messages dictionary, and then we run it just like that. So it's very simple. Really, it seems daunting at first, but not really. Although there were quite a lot of small problems that popped up. If you do get on to 1000x Masterclass, then you'll be able to see how I handled those. But this is it. This is going to be a short video. Now I will play a sped up version of the 10x coding video, and after that, a quick preview of the video that is in my 1000x masterclass, which is this post right here. Currently, there's three sections, I should say, but I'm adding to it quickly. And this code files will also be available at Patreon for free. So if you just become a free member and you'll be able to download it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. By reviewing how we can build something like this quickly. I built this in 10 minutes, achieving 10x, about 500 lines of code per hour. So let me, So originally create a file, and my plan is to go to each documentation. Here I'm going to OpenAI API docs, and I want to grab a quick code snippet for chat. And I'm actually clicking here for streaming. I want to grab streaming responses, so that's just going to help us. And then right after that, I want to go to the Groq API. I find a deprecated site and go to chat completions and find an example. And they have a streaming example too. So I just paste it under there, under the main.py file. So I'm just gathering some information, and same for Anthropic. I just search, find the documentation and paste it here. And I'm going to do the same for Open Router. Open Router doesn't have a streaming example, but should be fine because it's still using the OpenAI library. So I tried to find a streaming response, but no matter. I do make a note that it's for Open Router. And then I just paste it there. And right after that, I'm going to write a prompt here. Let's take a look. Well, let me actually explain real quick that when I am using